Hello everybody, today I have the pleasure to propose to you this key 76 entitled Extraterrestrial. This is the third chapter, third video, but they are independent. As you can see, actually the landscape a little bit evolved. I love this clouds. This is quite quiet because it's quite early. We'll maybe have some turbulence. There's dogs around me. I just made before the French version, and they did kind of math. I hope they will be not too naughty. Well, let's start immediately because it's quite long. I told you the preamble of Francis Crick, who discovered the DNA, the structure of the DNA. Very good biologist and genetics. Actually, he said that current human beings have 3 to 5% of Homo sapiens, okay, and 40% for banana. So we are closer to banana, according to our DNA, than Homo sapiens. Okay, so and for him, he stated that there is a modification, a sequencing, okay, of the DNA for the human. So Homo sapiens, the man who knows. These dogs, they don't know they're gonna die. They're not, let's say, upset for that. They are not scared about that. Okay, so they have a limited consciousness compared to us. We know we're gonna die. Sapiens means in Latin the man. I mean the mankind who knows. Who knows? Is aware of the fact he's aware. Okay, so this is the key question is the missing link. Where this missing link? How come in so few years the brain doubled? Okay, how it's possible then such a duration there is an increase of the consciousness so rapidly? That's the key question. So let's try to start progressively. There is a common thread. There are different drawings of ancient peoples, okay? 12,000 years before Jesus Christ in Göbekli Tepe here in Turkey, okay? 10,000 years before Jesus Christ, some cosmonauts in Algeria deserts. 8,000 years before Jesus Christ in the Niger Air Massif, okay? Humanoids with antenna. 2000 before Jesus Christ in North America in Seno Canyon Rock, same humanoids with antenna. Aborigines, okay, in Australia, okay, 2000 before Jesus Christ, 6000 before Jesus Christ in Nazca, okay, in Peru, and so far. So also some like statuettes, you know, small icons in Turkey, in Egypt, in Japan, in Mexico, in Guatemala, and so on and so forth. The Hopis, okay, in Arizona, in States. I mean the Indian, the locals before Europeans arrived, say that the Kachinas beings, okay, they were coming from the space, but they were not gods, and they taught them many things. The Dogons in Mali, this is a tribe who appeared 14th century after Jesus Christ, but they say that same, they had some knowledge, for example, of the, you know, the rings of Saturn, or Sirius, the stars, Sirius A, B, and we just discovered in the 19th century. So how come? And they say the extraterrestrial brought them the knowledge. Pre-Columbians actually same. They stated that they have been visited by gods and so on to teach them. In Teotihuacan, for example, the moments and the stone represent the solar system. Okay, in particular the asteroid belts, which was not known at this time. So the same for the pyramids. You know, the notion of octahedron and so on. We'll discuss about that in the next video, like gates, portal, the crop cycles as well. Well, the same, actually, these monuments have been apparently built by this extraterrestrial, I mean, regarding what the testimonies of the primitive civilization, and there is no images or explanation of how they have been built and so on. But pyramids, they are everywhere. They are in South America. They are in Bosnia, in China, in Xi'an, and so on and so forth. Well, the primitive Chinese speak about, they say that the Miaos, okay, are beginnings of star, and same, they brought them the knowledge. So the holy texts describe all communication between heaven and earth has been cut off from by this moment, and there is no ascent and descent. Okay, so they consider this is their responsibility. In Hinduism, actually, they are talking that some different cities arrive, like arrive from the earth. For, is it, let's say, shipping? We don't know. Vimana in Sanskrit means celestial vehicles. It's like flying vehicles that you can see in the holy holy scriptures from Mahabharata or Ramayana also, and they talk about chariots coming from the sky. It is stated like this: he released his dart of fire and the triple city from his Vimana, which hovered in the sky. The city and the man were reduced to ashes under his sting. Concretely, what it's stated here, actually it's they say that for different reasons that we will see later, especially in the Anunnaki legend, Sumerian legends, this is exactly the same principle. Regarding this, the extraterrestrial thoughts and mix up with humans. Okay, so that's why it will be the missing link, and the gods were not happy, so they destroyed humanity. So, and there in India there is a part, there is a kind of crater and some radioactivity, and nobody can explain. So maybe it was former civilization, Atlantis, Lemuria, and so on. They were evolved initially, and then they started the cupidity, some battles, and so on, and they start to fight. Who knows? I let you think. In Buddhism, same. There are stupas, vehicles of gods. Japanese, they say that the civilization has been given by the Dogu, okay, who came from the space, and they call it bird of the universe. So we're gonna spend a bit time on the Sumerian legends. Why? Because this is interesting, and the missing links is maybe there. Okay, there is an influence also because Hebrews has been deported by Nabucodonosor during half century, and there in Babylon. Babylon is after Mesopotamia, but is inspiration, is the continuation. And actually, they have been influenced. Okay, so Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So Anunnaki. Anu means the god of the sky. Okay, is at the top of the pantheon. Okay, Ki means earth goddess. Okay, so the mix of both, okay, is the link between the sky and earth. Okay, what does it mean? It means that Anunnaki are the child of heaven and earth. Okay, so concretely, there is two different things. There is Enlil and Enki. Anu being the god. He has two kids. Okay, it's maybe a metaphor, but anyways, the text. Enlil, let's say, is the bad boy, okay, the devil. But he has a double polarity also. But concretely, he were a minor god, and he was the slave of the bigger major gods. So the first version is what we call Enlil Enigma, okay, the minor god, Ijiji, had to work out for major gods. So Enlil created a new slave, human-based, okay? And the genes have been created the Nephilims, but it's a mix of sapiens plus his own genes, okay, and creating half god, half human. So Nephilims are the giants, okay, concretely in the Genesis. I'm just talking about the text, huh? And the second Enlil Demiurge, concretely, is he separated heaven and earth, okay? But this is the creation. The creation actually to exist, it means separate, literally. So we have been separated to exist, okay, and to find back this unity. We came from this. You know, sapiens become sapiens. So the man who knows, he knows. The apple of knowledge. What does it mean? This is just Adam and Eve as a metaphor, eventually. Okay, before they are kind of animals. Okay, so they have a global consciousness. Okay, they are innocent, like a kid, a baby. He doesn't know he's gonna die. Okay, so it's the same. And then the evolution of the consciousness, they discover they have a body. Okay, they dress. And then also, you are a man, I am a woman, and vice versa. So we are separated. We are not only one. Okay, so it's positive and negative. It's positive if you consider that you don't want, you would prefer to stay a baby all your life and to be innocent regarding death, problems, and so on. It's a question of choice, and or you are aware, you have an access to many beautiful things as well. So it's a double polarity. So, but let's say it created. So Enlil is the bad boy, okay, and Enki wanted not enslavement like his brother, but wanted the emancipation, okay, the realization of humans. That's why he tried to give the knowledge, like Thoth and so on, for Egyptian, giving the knowledge for humans. And so there is like a fratricide war since this period of time, but it's kind of metaphor of light and darkness, and God and Satan. Okay, darkness is useful for highlighting the light. Without darkness, you don't have light. I mean, it's omnipresent, so you don't see it anymore. So there is a will. Okay, it seems to mean that is the infinity, and God contracts itself on itself to create unform and form. Okay, so well, this is a bit maybe too much. So actually, this is interesting because in the Sumerian tablets, and I quote the one CBS 14061, it's stated, "I will erase all those who have created from the face of earth." So Anu is getting upset, and he destroyed everybody through the deluge that you have also in the Bible with Noah and so on. So the myth of Gilgamesh is almost a copy-paste. I mean, the myth of Gilgamesh, you can find this in the Ancient Testament. Okay, so for Jews and for Catholics. So with the flood of Noah and so on. But once again, it's normal because consider that Hebrews and the elite, so intellectual, have been deported 5 century before Jesus Christ in Babylon. So there have been impacts. It's 3 generations. Is a little bit normal. And by the way, Marduk, the god of one of the god of Babylonians, actually is quote in Isaiah and Jeremy's text. Let's talk about the serpents. The serpents, the snake, actually is the knowledge. I told you, it's the Genesis. It is he gives the potential of choosing the knowledge, okay, or not, the access or not, which pill you prefer. Okay, so the serpent is in Egypt, in Mesopotamia, in China, in Nordic culture, Indian culture, all the culture almost. Okay, is a symbol of a paradox. Why? Simply like Lucifer. Lucifer tried to challenge you into your faith, okay, and also to show what you're not. Okay, so it's useful ideas in a certain extent. So it's a paradox. I mean, it's dual and a paradox because the reptilian side is actually it can be positive. It's animal, impulsive to defend yourself. Okay, for example, if a tiger is coming to me and I run away, it's for me to survive. But the reptilian part that we have is also can destroy someone. Okay, so sorry for the noise. The knowledge is actually positive or negative according to you. Okay, so you know, the great cosmic gods, they have been always described as serpents. Okay, and in Chaldeans civilization in Middle East, for example, they have the same word for serpents and for life. This is interesting. The snakes symbolize as well the umbilical cord connecting all humans to Mother Earth. The Kundalini is the activation of your divine potential, okay? Linking the earth to sky in a certain extent. The serpent with wings, Quetzalcoatl, in Mesoamerica, you have different names, but it's the same principle for Incas, Mayas, Aztec, Toltec, Olmec, and so on and so forth. Okay, they are serpents. Once again, the Sumerians, the Khmer, the Aborigines, the Mayas, and so on, Incas, Dogons, and so on, all of them, they describe them as reptile. So, in Egyptian mythology, for example, Wadjet is the eye of Horus, okay? And it's called, she's called Buto, and she's a cobra snake, goddess. The caduceus, you know, the caduceus is for pharmaceutic. Actually, normally it's a double. It's a double snake, but there is only one now. So imagine it is not really balanced. But same is the metaphor of the knowledge. Rama Avali is the snake god from Hindus. In Islam, the snake is associated with life. By the way, in Arabic, al-haya and al-hayat. So al-haya is the snake, and al-hayat with a T is life. Okay, so it's not innocent. That is almost the same sound. It's for a certain reason. And hayat, by the way, in Turkish as well, is life, like hayat çok güzel. It means life is beautiful. Is it? No. Muhammad, the prophet, talked to a jinn, Jamshid, is snake. So anyway, Ouroboros, okay, is the snake eating his tail, and so on. The Leviathan for Jews, for the Templars, very important, also the snake, and so on. Let's talk about the book of Enoch. Enoch, it has been written 2,400 years before Jesus Christ, and it was present as a holy scripture for Judaism, Christianity, and also Islam. Islam maintain it, Jews take it out, and Catholics take it out. Only Church of Ethiopia and Church of Ethiopia and Orthodox, they kept it. Okay, so the key question is why Vatican took it out. So what is about concretely Enoch? Okay, so he disappeared in a chariot of the gods. Okay, the 200 gods, fallen angels, and he reveals some secrets, like the moon doesn't reflect reflect the light of the sun and not emit some light. Okay, so what is about concretely, to make it short? This is depict the sons of Elohims. Elohims, literally in Hebrew, it means gods, plural, and or come from the sky. Okay, so it doesn't mean this are ET, of course, but it can be perceived for certain people. So So the key question, who created these gods? Okay, the creator, right? So there is always a higher hierarchy. So this is also a question of astral journey or travel and or abduction, okay, depending of your perception. Divine, celestial, chariot and so on. Enoch book reveal as well the notion of the knowledge of universal library, okay, and behind the scene, okay, what do I mean? The backstage in a certain of life. Akasha, the egregores, the invisible worlds, the ramification, the organization, and the celestial hierarchy. For the 200 fallen angels, the myth of giants is present there, and the destruction with the floods. Okay, your cats, your dogs, they can perceive you as gods, right? Imagine if Enlil created human beings for working for him. If you're creating a supercomputer, okay, it starts to reach a certain point of autonomy and so on with artificial intelligence, and then you think you created a Frankenstein, and you destroyed it. It is unhuman to do that. But it's just a robot, right? Okay. Let's think, maybe he just perceive it like this. I'm not trying to excuse this, but I invite you to think about that. Maybe as a metaphor as well. Alors, so it's a kind of principal archetype of Lucifer. Lucifer is and the battle with darkness and light. But let's say, and there's offsprings in the book of Enoch, the half angel, half human, they have been killed to purify earth. There is a link, once again, I repeat, in the Sumerian tablets is exactly the same story. So the key question is, this is angels and or ET, okay? Good question. So, actually, in Jewish Kabbalah, Elohim and so on, it depends of your perception. In Corinthian, in Ancient Testament, actually, there is different things. They describe the first man taken from the earth is healthy. The second man is from heaven. So it can be that, but it can be also just revealing your divine part and or your materialistic exclusively. Okay, so it's only degree of perception. So, but what is important, for example, interesting for Ezekiel, for example, the holy books. I mean, this chapter, actually, the NASA inspired through the description to create a small robots to go and to use on Mars. So why I'm saying that? So certain people think the description of Ezekiel, so the chariots of gods, chariots of fire, are a description of some ET shipping. So it's up to everybody to think about that. In Islam, some people see certain interpretation as ET, but then, or some other people will say, but it's angel, okay? So then it's not explicit and voluntarily, I think, for avoiding the battles. Okay, those who are really supporters, in quote mark, of ET, those who are completely rejecting them, and so on and so forth. But there is things, but same is not evocative. Quran 65:12, Allah who created 7 heavens and has many earth. Okay, so is not really evocative, as I told you. There is a part stating he has also, among his proof is the creation of heavens and the earth and the living creatures that he scattered therein, heaven and earth. He has also the power to bring them together when he wills. So, for those who can speak and perceive the subtle message, Arba in Arabic is applied for human living beings and not angels. Okay, so apparently he's not talking about angels there. And the turn of the verb is jamelrim means positive aspect, like smart, and not is not jamelha. Jamelha would have been something like stupid or negative. So anyway, it's not, once again, it's not a proof. I could quote all different ones, but it's not so evocative, okay? But just one simple thing. Angels, okay? Angels, they are not terrestrial, right? So thereby, they are extraterrestrial. It's kind of logic, but we can substitute like that. You know, so the key question now is, these are myths, these are analogy, there are parables, and so on. There are metaphors or different levels of consciousness and vibration for you as a perception, and also maybe this also could be, if you follow me. Actually, you know, mythology are metaphor as well, but they are also maintaining the egregores. You see? So that's why I think nowadays, we are invited, okay? We're invited to go further, maybe, further Akasha, further astral, and maybe to more something ethereal, okay? Ether, the fifth element, okay? So, actually, once again, I don't want to convince anybody, and that's why I don't influence you too much regarding that. But you know, when I was in Mongolia, when I did this shamanic retreats, I asked the shaman through the canalization, channeling, what was the origins of human beings, and she replied, extraterrestrial. Then it's just a testimony by, it can be fake, it can be act, whatever, it's up to you to decide. You know, I'm not confusing everything. I just try to say that maybe it's a question of perception. You call it angels, you call it ET or whatever, maybe can be almost the same, you know? It's like when you take a bottle of water, okay, it's 1.5 liter, okay, this is equivalent, according to your measurements, at 1.5 kilos. A kilo is different of a liter, we do agree, but at the end it is to talk about the same water. So we're limited in our words. You know the metaphor of the Tower of Babel, Babel's Tower maybe, okay, it's supposed to be in Babylonian, okay, when the human beings think they are better than God and they can reach God and higher, to be higher than God, destroyed. And he creates different languages, not to create the chaos, but to maintain the differences, and not to have homogeneity, because it's too easy to be happy and in harmony and to be in the unity with only people who love you. You understand? It's much more difficult to be in the duality, individuality. You have duality in individuality. I hope that you can understand. So the key question, are we ready? Are you ready? Are we ready for ET and so on, disclosure? Maybe, yes, let's say partially, and no, mostly. Okay, maybe we need more time, you know, to avoid that the deluge of information that people are shocked. I said I finished like this, the egregores, the fourth video. I explained that the main important egregore is the illusion of this reality. This is what the Hindus call Mayas. And maybe if we thought that the sky could open, we could do it. And if we think that maybe we could fall down from the density, maybe it could happen. And everything could disappear or reappear. You understand my point? I'm trying to explain that maybe we are arrived to a point of singularity for which at the center is you, unity, embracing yourself and yourselves. We are all one, not alone, all one. You can see? And actually, this is what we call no politics. It's absolutely no politics. It's only pure heart that I try to give. You know what we call the celestial Jerusalem, okay? Coming back. It's not necessarily from the sky. It is just an energy. You understand? It is just, maybe, just so simple. And when you have that full of love, this unity, you find it back. It can be punctual, just 1 second. When you meditate, you do mindfulness. You empty your mind to welcome the presence, to welcome the oneness. You have it. If you want to hear some sound because of the materiality and so on, I will put a beautiful music, but once again, it's not politics as well. This is, the name in English is Jerusalem of Gold, but it's bad translation because it's not gold, it's Aur. Aur in Hebrew means the divine light, okay? And actually, when I hear it, I'm trembling, I'm almost crying all the time. I have tears full of emotion, like I feel it. I feel that it is coming, and we are already there in the multidimensionality. When you reactivate that, we will reactivate, like, you know, a happy end, like we all embrace because we understood that stop, finish, okay, the game is over, we can just enjoy, just to be united in the diversity, understanding that this is the consciousness, conscious about the consciousness, the individual consciousness, who is a part of the cosmic, as an alveolus part of the cosmic lung and breath. And this is just, we can feel it even now. No need necessarily to watch the videos and so on. You know, this is just, stop this video and embrace nature, embrace your animals, embrace your family, embrace the people that you don't know in the street, give a help, give a smile. This is the real spirituality, operational, practical, love. Share your love to everybody, and you will see that you don't care about the tumult, the propaganda, the fake news, the horrible darkness. Is up to you to decide what you want. No need. You can just close the eyes and to be just anchored, grounded within your own divinity, expressing much more. And you will see that it will happen for yourself and also for all of us. The more you are awakening, the more she is doing, the more I am as well doing, because it's eternal. It is an internal process. You know, this is maybe not tangible, this Jerusalem, celestial Jerusalem is not a city on earth. It is like Shambhala is a myth, okay? Some people say it's in Gobi, okay, in Mongolia, I went there. Some people say it's in Tibet. How it can be two places? Because there is no space-time there. It is everywhere around the planet. This is the point, this is the metaphor. So, anyway, I will conclude like this. This is a part of 99 quotes with animation that you can find on my website for free. The name is Theses of Saint Thetis. So one of them is this: we will never wake from this dream, since it is only a dream. We will also be forever daydreaming, since it is only a dream. So let's wake up eternal and eternally in our inner and outer journey of awakening. And I will bounce back on my little prince who say, turn your life into a dream and this dream into reality. Thank you for your attention. I hope it will help you to shape your master key of the field of consciousness, of love, of heart, of whatever you want. As you know, all the roads lead to Rome and to home and to the Dome. Thank you for your attention and see you very soon.